What are the chances of being attacked by a shark? Probably 1 in millions. But the circumstances have to be there in order for it to happen. You're more likely to be hit by a car than to be attacked by a shark.
15 minutes before sunrise, that's when all the sharks are pretty active, so my timeline is pretty much works around when the sun's up. Good perspective here. You get Bondi nice and easy, and you see what's happening at Tamarama as well. First point of call for me is to get up and check the nets. Another unnecessary bycatch. Just an innocent ray. I was just filming Eddie a couple of days back. Make sure there's no sharks around as well, because it's really early. We want to check if there's salmon schools around, because that's going to depend on what the sharks are going to do. If there's salmon in the beaches, the sharks come into the beaches.
Woohoo! Two sharks hanging with humans. It's a race. Look at this. Oh, look out, mate. Can you see? Yeah. Yes, you did. It's like, wow, one of the grey nurses just right in front of me.
There's a school of salmon. I can actually zoom in 28 times if we want and have a look. I've seen great whites charge these schools of fish. January 2019, had a big 3-metre great white at Bronte. We had about 10 guys in the water at the time, and I had a big megaphone and I said to everyone, there's a big great white, you might want to get out for a bit.
Guys, we got a big great white out there. We recommend get out ASAP. There's a big great white shark out there.
My encounter started in 1976 in South Africa. I was living at Jeffreys Bay, a famous surf spot on the east coast. And on this particular day, we went to a place called Seal Point. Approached the break from around the point, so you didn't get to see the beach. Unfortunately, up the beach was a dead baby sperm whale. I was paddling out for my last wave, and a friend of mine, behind me, he saw a white pointer shark following me. Well, he yelled out a warning, and by the time I had the time to turn around and exclaim, "What?" it was on me. It came up underneath, over my leg, but it sandwiched my board and my leg together, so that saved my leg outright. So I reached down and hit him in the snout, and with that, to my astonishment, after thinking I wasn't going to get away, he let me go. I grabbed my board, which was actually keeping me buoyant, and started paddling for the rocks. As I did so, I was told later the shark came around and was following me to the rocks. Fortunately, I was able to get into a wave and was washed up on the rocks and into a rock pool, because the wound on my left thigh was down to the bone. The operation itself took 3.5 hours, of which 1.5 was just cleansing the wound, because as you can appreciate, sharks are the scavengers of the ocean. They keep the oceans clean. And so the shark is like a dog's mouth. It needs a lot of cleansing, otherwise you're going to get infection. The number of stitches, no one knows. Then we get to the subject of shark nets and the prevention of any interaction between sharks and humans. We've got to remember that at the end of the day, it's their domain, not ours. What's the answer? It's a difficult one, because if on the conservation side, they're saying they should go. On the government side, they're saying, well, if they do go and there is an increase in encounters, then who is going to be blamed for that? And there's the whole political question that goes for that. So do we get rid of the nets or do they stay? At this point in time, I don't know that there is an answer, other than we need to look at this hard and evaluate what would happen if they were removed. Would it increase or would it decrease the situation, or have no bearing whatsoever?
There's actually some dolphins out here right now as we speak. There's a little crew there and there's a little pod over there. We just want them to stay away from the nets, because the nets are just over there too. So I've been filming sharks from above for around 6 years now. Started in late 2018. I've only seen 3 great white sharks in the area in the past 6 years, but bronze whalers I've probably seen about 10 to 20 bronze whalers, and then grey nurse, well, I've probably seen over 100 grey nurse in the area, which is a great thing because they're endangered. So I love seeing the grey nurse, especially when they're around the humans. Makes good viewing.
You just want to hang. Norman. Yeah, Norman likes the surfers. Look at this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 in here. And there's 4 or 5 you just saw on the beach earlier.
I'd definitely like to see the nets removed. In my eyes, they're totally unnecessary. It's not going to stop a shark.
Every time we go in the water, we need to, I think, accept that there is a risk involved and there will be an encounter of some description. And it's more important to read the signs, read the weather. Don't go in the water early in the morning or late at night, which I as a surfer did for many years. Look for schools of fish, and if there's schools of fish, don't go in the water.
I think if there was a drone up there 24/7, which is very hard to do, you know, the beaches could be a safe place, but how are we going to ever do that? That's going to be quite tricky. You know, if we monitor what the fish schools are doing, I guess, with drones and things like that, we could, you know, minimise, you know, interactions with sharks, with humans. I get a bit depressed though when there's no sea life in the water. It's like, oh, there's nothing around.
I could feel it in my bones. Woohoo!